Topic today what I have taken for the explanation. So topic I have taken the quadratic equation from 10th standard, quadratic equation. So today we will be having the brief introduction about the quadratic equation, right? So before we begin with the quadratic equation, let us have some recap about this. So what is the basic thing about the quadratic equation? As already we are knowing that quadratic equation is also there. So if one thing is quadratic equation and one more thing we are having that is called the quadratic polynomial. So what is the basic difference between these two? Basically quadratic means, if we are saying quadratic polynomials, we have seen this is expressed in this form. Suppose p of x, ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are constant. A, b and c are any constant, and x is a variable. X is a variable. So this is called the quadratic polynomial because the degree is highest exponent of the variable, and the highest exponent of the variable is 2. So this is called quadratic polynomial. Okay, now when we equate this polynomial equal to 0 in this way, p of x equal to 0, then it will have some solution also, or it is called the roots also. Then this polynomial will have some solution also, and in that case we will call it as an equation. So equation means when we equate the polynomial to 0, then this will become the equation, which means when I write ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then this will have some solution. Basically it will have exactly two solutions, because the number of solution of any equation is equal to the degree, and its degree means highest exponent of the variable is 2. So it will have two solutions. It will have two solutions, and now this is called the quadratic equation. This is called quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. So okay, we have discussed that this type of equation will have the two solutions. So one general method is there by which we can find out the solution of this equation. Basically two methods are there. One method is by factorization method, means by factorization method we can find the solution, and the second one is the quadratic formula, using the quadratic formula. So quadratic formula is the most general method which will give you the solution of quadratic equation. Either it is real or it is imaginary. But with the help of factorization method, some restrictions are there. We can find out the solution in the case only when it will have the real solutions. Okay. Take one example. Suppose if I have taken the example quadratic equation x square minus 5x plus 6. So by splitting the middle method, by splitting the middle term method, we can find out the solution. Let's see how. Here the we are knowing the coefficient is 1, and here the constant term is 6. So when you multiply 1 into 6, this is going to be 6 and positive 6. This means we have to find out the two numbers, suppose x1 and x2, such that the sum of those two terms is the coefficient, is the absolute value of the coefficient of x, which is 5, and the product, and that means x1 into x2 should be this value, which is 6. So obviously this number is 3 plus 2. We can see 3 plus 2 is 5 and 3 into 2 is 6. It means this 5 can be split in this method, 3 plus 2. So x square, and in place of 5 we can write down 3 plus 2, and this is of x plus 6 equals to 0. And this will become, when you open the bracket, x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 equal to 0. This method is called the factorization method, by which we can find the solution of quadratic equation. Now we can take out the common x from the first factor. We will left with x minus 3, and here we can take common out 2. So this will become x minus 3. Again x minus 3 we can take out as a common, and another factor we are going to have x minus 2, Now one by one when we equate this, if x minus 3 will be equal to 0, so this will give you the solution x equal to 3, and if we are equating the another factor x minus 2 is equal to 0, so this will give the solution x equal to 2. It means these two are the solution, but this solution we have found by the method of factorization method. So this is not applicable for all kinds of quadratic equations. So what is the most general method? That is the quadratic formula. Now we are going to see what is the quadratic formula and how to obtain it, right? How to obtain this formula. Suppose we are having the quadratic equation as ax square plus bx plus c. So the method which I am going to use to find out the general formula for finding the solution is called the completing square method. So here we are using the method that is called the completing square method. So the completing square method, its first step is what? The first step is the coefficient of x square. The coefficient of x square must be 1. The first step is the coefficient of x square must be 1, but here the coefficient is a. So in order to make the coefficient 1, we will suppose this is equation number 1, we will divide whole equation by a. So dividing throughout by a. So we will divide whole equation by a. So what will become? So the equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. When we will divide whole equation by a, so each term will be divided by a, and this is obviously 0 already, so it will remain as 0 only. So now this will become x square, and this is nothing but b by a into x, and this is what c by a, sorry, equal to 0. Now the second step is what? The second step is second step of the completing square method is whatever the coefficient of x is b by a. This is the coefficient of x, and we have to do what? We will take the half of the coefficient of x and take the square of this, and this quantity we have to add and subtract here. The second method, the second step is add and subtract b by 2a whole square in the above equation. So what we will have x square, and when we will add it, so b by 2a whole of square, and plus this is b by a into x. So in order to make the form of one identity, I will multiply it by 2 and I will divide here by 2. So the result will remain as it is. No changes will be there because these two can be cancelled out. We have multiplied and divided this term because I want to make one formula. Later on you will come to know. And this is what c by a only. We have added here and we have to subtract also. That is b by 2a whole of square, and this is equals to 0. Now when we see this much of expression from here till here, this is nothing but the formula of actually x plus y whole of square, which is what? X square plus y square plus 2xy. Clearly you can see here this term is x and this term is considered as y, and here this term is x and this term is y. So this can be written as x plus b by 2a whole of square, and this b by 2a whole of square, these two terms we will transpose to the right hand side. So that will become actually b square by 4a square minus c by a. Right? Now let us do what? Take the LCM of this term. This will become 4a square, and this is 4b square only, and here when you will divide 4a square by a, you will left with 4a only, and when you multiply by c, so this will become 4ac, and here this is x plus b by 2a, and this square term we will transport to the right hand side. So this will come under the square root of the whole term plus minus square root. So this is b square minus 4ac by 4a square. So when you take the square root of this term, so this will remain as it is, b square minus 4ac plus minus, and the square root of 4a square is 2a. Now we have to find out the value of x. Now this term we will transpose to the right hand side, so this will become minus b by 2a plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now when you take the LCM and simplify these expressions, you will get by 2a minus b plus minus square root over b square minus 4ac. So this is very important formula. This formula is called the quadratic formula. So with the help of this formula, we can find out the solution or the roots of any quadratic equation. Right? In this equation, one term is very important and have the significant role in order to decide whether the solutions are or the roots are real, imaginary, equal, or distinct. And that term is this much, b square minus 4ac. This term b square minus 4ac is represented by capital D, and this is called the discriminant. This is called the discriminant of equation. So discriminant of equation basically decides the nature of the roots. Suppose if any equation we are having ax square plus bx plus c, already we have seen that it will have the two roots. Suppose its two roots are suppose alpha or beta, by any letter we can represent it. So what are the nature of the roots? Nature of roots. One by one we will see. This depends on the discriminant. When the discriminant is greater than 0, this means a positive, then this equation will have real and distinct roots. Distinct means different, not same. Distinct roots. In the second case, whenever the discriminant is 0, it will have the real but equal roots. Equal roots means same root. Third one is whenever the d is less than 0, the equation will have no real root. No real root, this means imaginary root. No real roots. One by one we can see the examples of these also. As the previous we are taking the reference from the previous example, we have seen x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So when we compare it with the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, so here you can see clearly the coefficient of x square, which is a, is 1, and similarly b is minus 5 and c is 6. So when you find out the discriminant, value of discriminant, which is the square, wait just a second, okay, so the discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So when you calculate this value, this means minus 5 whole square minus 4a is 1 and c is 6. So minus 5 is 25, 4 6 is 24. This is one which is greater than 0. This means it has real and this means it has real and distinct root, and also we have seen also the roots are 2 and 3, both are real and distinct also. Now when we take the one example, let us take one more example. Suppose we are having the equation like x square plus 4 equal to 0. In this case, when you compare it with this standard equation ax square plus bx plus c, you will get a is equal to 1 and b, since no term of x, it means b equals to 0 and c is equal to 4. So when you find the value of discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, since value of b is 0, so whatever the number you will have, you will multiply, this is going to be minus 16, which is less than 0. This means in this case equation will have no real roots. This equation is having no real roots, it will have the imaginary roots. So and whenever the d is equal to 0, when the discriminant is equal to 0, then the equation will have the equal roots. Let's take one example for this case also. Suppose x square plus 9 minus 6x equal to 0. So here value of a is 1 and value of b, which is the coefficient of x, that is minus 6. So this is minus 6 and the constant term which is 9. So let us take the discriminant, means value of the discriminant, that is b square minus 4a into c. b is minus 6 whole of a square and minus 4 into value of a is 1 and value of c is 9. So when you multiply, when you take minus 6 whole of a square, this will become 36 and 4 into 9 will become 36. So plus 36 minus 36 is going to be 0. So here the value of discriminant becomes 0. This means the equation will have real and equal roots. And also we can convert, we can rewrite this equation as, we can see x minus 3 whole of a square, and when you will solve it, so you will get the two linear factor like this, and one by one you will solve it, you will get 3 and 3. It means this equation is having the two equal roots 3 and 3. Thank you.